What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you, well, with the Market Watch ban list. My favorite part about these ban list videos is the amount of people in the comment section below yelling about their deck, defending their deck. And to be honest with you, I don't blame you. I mean, you put a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot has went into your deck. But Konami don't care about your deck. You see, the ban list is always a way to spin up the game, make things different, not keeping the same formulas going until the next core set. And hopefully that deck takes over, and then the same thing repeating over and over and over again. The ban list is a curveball, and a good one. It allows your players to rethink the way they play the game. Now, the past couple of ban lists, Konami has been kissing everybody with a couple of cards here and there. Lazy. The last time we had a great ban list was in 2019, the Armageddon ban list. And don't get me wrong, it's a lot of decks that I'm about to get hit right now in my assumed ban list, but the reason why is because of the Armageddon ban list, everyone gets hit, everyone gets hurt, and then we see who's the best out of all that. And I think looking at this ban list, we're going to be seeing that. The last time we had a ban list like that was in 2019, and Yu-Gi-Oh players were all over the place wondering what is the best deck. Mura players laughed as they just went in, got free regional invites, and everybody else had to scrape through and figure out what can they utilize. Now, this is not 100% Konami's ban list. This is my presumptive ban list. This is what could be on the ban list to prepare you for the ban list, for the market, obviously, because cards will go up and cards will go down, as well as what people are going to be, kind of bracing for. Right off the gate, we're going to talk about some more Protos Sovereignty. This card came out of Dual Overload. You know, that set that has a lot of fair cards. Union Carrier, Predator Red Anacondae, Crystal Needle Fiber, the most fairest set of them all. Some more Protos Sovereignty is a nice way for Yu-Gi-Oh players that play win attribute decks who cheat out, well, anything, really. Anything wind. So Barrier Statue, Apex Avians, you name it, it's cheated. Samog Protos Sovereignty is a broken card. The fact that you could do it at end phase period, meaning you could do it on your turn, your opponent can't get rid of it, cool. At the end of their turn to do this, means this card should not be existing. But it is. This card is heavily broken, and more than likely will be hitting the ban list soon. Up next, Predator Inverted Anacondae. I mean, is anyone arguing for this not to get hit in the ban list? I can't find anyone to say, this card's fair. Yeah. And if they do, cool. Show me every Anaconda you own. Ew, it's unlimited. Get out of here. Listen, Predator Inverted Anaconda is a really broken card. The fact that I could cheat out so many cards like, I don't know, Phoenix Enforcer and the Dragoon, two cards which are insanely busted, makes this card a contender to be hitting the ban list. No arguments there for anybody. All right. Artifact Psi. This card should have been hit a long time ago. The fact that More Attack was hit before Artifact Psi was hit is laughable at best. More Attack was hit back in hat format, by the way. Artifact Psi is a really broken card. Any card to say, hey, that part of your deck, yeah, you can't use all of that because I'm here, because I exist. Artifact Psi is an insanely broken card. And maybe Konami might hit Artifact Dagda, which, by the way, came in the same sets as Predator Inverted Anacondae and Samog Protos Sovereignty. Just a little fun fact. And that also might be a candidate to get hit in the ban list. I think Artifact Psi should get hit, but you and I thinking things getting hit directly is not the Konami way. Konami likes to hit things around it, not directly. I don't know why, but they've been doing that for almost every ban list. Artifact Psi is definitely a problem in this game and definitely needs to be removed. Next, Arch Nemesis Protos. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Arch Nemesis archetype a lot. Like, a lot. The thing about this is, Protos is going to get hit. Once again, the fact that you can't use something because your opponent calls it out has been a theme in this game for years. We've had cards like that in the past. What makes Protos so broken? Easily. It's searchable in Sword Souls, and Sword Souls being a tier 1 deck. Going into this card, further locking your opponent out of the game, not cool. But once again, Arch Nemesis Protos doesn't care about what's cool, what's not cool. It is a broken card, a searchable broken card that can consistently be done on turn 1 with little effort. This card is definitely intended to be hitting the ban list. Next, Imperial Order. Listen, when I say one card to shut down your entire deck, Imperial Order does that to a lot of decks, Sky Strikers and Invoke variations. But more importantly, if you're Konami, you obviously are looking forward to releasing the new Albash structure deck, which uses a lot of spells. How could you sell that if you have a card like Imperial Order existing in the game? Think about it. It doesn't help sell future product, so why would you keep this card around still? It doesn't make much sense unless you're going to hit it again. Now you might say, well, V, they've unlocked this card. Yeah, they've done that with many cards. I'm not sure anyone remembers Snatch Shield. They've unlocked that card only to re-hit it again. You don't think Konami would do that again? Of course they will. They're known to do things like this with a lot of broken cards. And Imperial Order is definitely one of those broken cards. Next, Harpy's Featherstorm. Yeah, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate wind decks because they're boring and they don't do anything exciting. Harpy's Featherstorm is one of those cards that say you can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! In the form of a trap card. Now, yes, this is not searchable, but this is also at 3 and easy to draw, especially if you're playing the birds where you're running like Pot of Trav against a Pot Duality. You will get this card. You will set it if your play don't go through, and you'll make sure your opponent's play don't go through just by activating this card. This card's insanely broken and should definitely be shut down. Let's go over to Limited. Before we just want to say, the bans will be here no sooner than January 17th. It'd be really cool if we get a Banlist like today or as soon as possible, and then have it come through on the 17th. So there's a Banlist release, which can happen whenever. I mean, today, tomorrow. Right now, you're watching this video, and there's a Banlist effective date, which could be done on the 17th, 18th, 19th, so on and so forth. No sooner than the 17th, though, as stated by Konami. So there's still a good chance we could get a Banlist. Mystic Mime should go to 1. Now, we can argue that it should be banned. I'm not going to disagree with you, by the way. I think it should be banned. But Mystic Mime's a very needed card for a lot of players out there who are playing decks that use terraforming. And I think if you're utilizing terraforming, Mystic Mime's one of those resources you're going to go to. Right now, a lot of those decks are playing it at 1. Don't get me wrong, I hate this card. This card should be banned. But if we're going to be totally honest with ourselves, compared to the cards that are banned, well, I assume to be banned, Mystic Mime is nowhere near as broken, even though I really hate this card. You want to see me freak out? Go on my Twitch stream, YGOPaisano. If you could check back into the last ban list, and I was fuming when this card was not touched. It was insane. I think this card should be at 3. It's ridiculous. If you want to argue for about Mystic Mime, go look up a card for me. It's called Chicken Game, a weaker version of Mystic Mime, a more fair version of Mystic Mime, and then that card's banned and this card's at 3. It makes no sense. Vanity's Entrance should go to 1. Now, before you go, V, that's not fair. I can't combo off. Yeah, that's the point. Listen, Konami's not here to make you happy, combo players. They released Nibiru, Darkroom No More. They've more than well said they're trying to slow you down. Well, why is Konami trying to slow the meta down? Easy. Because they want to sell us new things that are faster with these cards having the limitations within the game state. Think about it. Konami's not going to go, yeah, full power Dragon Links, full power this, full power that, and then release more full power stuff, because then what happens to mid-range players? What happens to control players? They get absolutely botted on. Not fun for everyone. Combo all day long does get boring. If you're a combo player and saying no, congratulations on your new deck you just bought. But if you're a combo player and you're playing the same deck for a while, hi drop-down players, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It gets boring. You want to find other decks because you're doing the same thing over and over again. You memorize all the levels, you beat the game, and now you're just bored. And Vanity's Entrance is a way to switch the game up. It makes players and challenges players to play different cards. It makes players build their deck differently with this card in mind. Now, once again, I said I don't like Imperial Order, but yet here I am talking about Vanity's Entrance. Why would I want to do that, you might ask? Well, Vanity's Entrance has a very easy limitation. Destroy this card when a card is sent from the deck or field to your graveyard. That's not that big of a deal for a lot of players. Unlike Imperial Order that just says, pay 700 life points. Everything's negated. That spells. Have fun playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, you can't get through this? Okay, eat an L. Like, that is a big difference from Vanity's Entrance. Vanity's Entrance obviously is a card with a very obvious limitation. A card in which I think if it was to come in the game would definitely challenge players again. It's not going to kill combo players. It's going to challenge them to play different cards. It's going to challenge them to build differently, and it's going to challenge them to play a little more aggressively. Remember, your opponent activates like a Book of Moon, let's say, and on your card as you declare an attack on your opponent's monster, does that Book of Moon go to the graveyard? Cool, get rid of Vanity's Entrance, commence combo. It's not that big of a deal as it once was, and this card at one time was a massive deal. Now let's talk about Tri-Brigade Fractal, a card which should be hit. Listen, they limited Tanky and it did nothing for Lyric's players. There's still Pure Lips running around, and there's still Bird Lyric's running around. Can we all agree that Tanky going to 1 did nothing? It did power down Birds, no big deal, because you released another card that's just even more powerful than Tanky itself. So it did nothing. Tri-Brigade Fractal going to 1 actually does give a real hit to the deck, especially with Tanky being limited. It challenges Bird players to build differently. Are we going to do that? Who knows? Thunder Dragon Colossus should come back to 1. Why? Because dragons were the deck this card was mainly used in at the end of its life cycle, and now with dragons we're being neutered to all high heavens. Thunder Dragon Colossus is a more than fair enough card to come back into the game. But V, Colossus is good. Have you read the effect? Let's see. Effect failure, infinite permanence, forbidden droplet. How are we gonna stop this card? It can be targeted, right? Cool. It's 2600 attack, easy mode. Listen. I'm not saying this is going to be the be-all, end-all. And if you're complaining about Thunder Dragons in 2022, that's a you problem. Because the majority of decks in the game can get through Colossus relatively easy. Oh, yeah, I forgot how you can just easily just send it to the graveyard with so many cards that exist in this game. Mainly Zeus. This card's not as big of a deal as it used to be. If it comes out, I think the price is going to spike. I personally would sell my ultis when that happens. Even though I love this deck, I love Thunder Dragons, because it's not as big of a deal. Because they're a combo deck, when Vanity's Emptiness existing, that's not going to make them as combo-like, so you're going to have to play mid-range, which is really awkward. We're diving into Thunder Dragons too heavily, but let me tell you right now, even though I like Thunder Dragons a lot, that their board is not that scary, especially when we have cards that exist like Forbidden Droplet, which easily body the crap out of Thunder Dragons. Magical Meltdown should go to 1. In fact, you could argue it should be banned. For a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players that are playing Invoked right now that are heavily into fusions like I am, we all know this means nothing. That whole Invoked package could get banned for all we care. We're soon not going to be needing Invoked. And the more people complain about Magical Meltdown, the more you don't realize that Invoked players are about to become Albaz players. And that's infinitely worse. You're going to wish you had this. And if you don't know what Albaz does, don't worry about it. I'll have videos coming out talking about that deck. Because that deck does our turn mentality. I play my turn, and then when you go, that's our turn. We're playing on that turn. No, you can play. So would I, though, on our turn. Back to me, cool. My turn, back over to you, our turn. That's what that deck does, and does it really well. So cards like Magical Meltdown, yeah, sure. Maybe they'll play Invoke variations if it exists for Albaz, but that deck is insanely tight as it is. So Meltdown getting hit in the ban list, I think, sure, why not? Fine, yeah, get rid of it. I don't want it anymore. Serve this purpose. Thank you for playing Magical Meltdown. Enjoy going in my collection binder, and let's keep going with the meta, because I'm telling you right now, a lot of Doll players are going to become Albaz players. Get ready for that. That's something that we need to talk about in a future video. Limitless Recital Starling is so broken. It's like insanely broken. Yu-Gi-Oh cards nowadays have this, you can only use this card once. So if it gets veiled or whatever, hey, you used it. Okay, just because it got negated doesn't mean you didn't use it. You did use it. Limitless Recital Starling just comes out and says, yeah, use me as many times as you bring me out. Go ahead, why not? We're gonna add Diddy Crow, cool. We're gonna add the Tri-Brigade guy, yeah, why not? You gonna add some more birds? It's a beautiful day out today. Let's add them more in. Yeah, this card's gonna get hit. Come on, let's be like, you could go. People are playing 3Ds and easy could go into them. It's absolutely insane. In a slower meta, we're going to have to hit something via control decks. I really do think we have to hit a lot of control decks if we're going to be really honest with ourselves. Now, one that's going to get hit more than likely is going to be Eldritch. We can't have Eldritch running around in a slower meta. That is bad for everybody. And if you don't know how bad that is, Eldritch in a little bit slower meta, and I would argue it wasn't even that slow when we had Inferno was running around, Eldritch was still botting people, like absolutely destroying people left and right. Eldritch of the Scar Saying Green needs to get hit as soon as possible. Nobody realizes it yet until it's too late. Please hit this card, because if this card's not hit, the minute the meta slows down a little bit, this whole deck core gets insanely good. And that's problematic for everybody when everyone's playing Eldritch. A deck core like Eldritch that can fit into everything relatively easily, and this can't. By the way, I didn't have it on here, but hit everything on not Ultigeist. Ultigeist it's still too slow, but what's the other deck? Yeah, hit Multifaker, why not? But what's the other one? The Earth guys, what's his name? The Hidden something. You know what? We're looking up. We're heading on the list right now. Who cares? The Hidden. Oh my God, where is it? Okay, it's a spell. The Hidden City. Yeah, hit all of the, which is ugly deck, Subterrace. The minute it slows down a little bit, this deck becomes a lot more better, and I hate Subterrace. If you like Subterrace, I'm really sorry, but you can play Solitaire. Literally, go to your convenience store and buy a deck. This deck is boring, and Lightning Storm exists, and you know what? I'm glad it does. I'm glad nobody's playing this deck. If you're out there and you play Subterrace, just know that everyone in your locals hates when you walk in. They go, ugh, this kid's here. Because they know they gotta play against a kid that's playing Solitaire, and they have to wait to draw the Lightning Storm, and hopefully you don't have the Solemn Judgment, hopefully you don't have the Arch Nemesis, whatever her name is, not Arch Nemesis, you know what I'm talking about, those stupid cards. I hate Subterrace. It's a boring deck, it's not skillful, you're not doing anything skillful, you're not learning, you're just playing don't kill me until I can kill you, and use all your resources while doing so. Boring. This deck is so boring. Okay, let's bash short so some more. Tenyi Spirit Ashuna is going to be limited. In fact, it should be really hit, but limited, I think, is the best way. This is by far the best Tenyi Spirit, and if you don't think Tenyi Spirits are going to get hit at all, just look at how many Tenyi Sword Soul decks there are out there, and look at the amount of Tenyis in them. Konami's not going to see that. They're not going to take notice. Of course they're going to see that, and of course they're going to take notice. And Tenyi Spirit Ashuna is definitely one of those cards that's going to get hit eventually. It's inevitable. Tenyis are really good in Sword Souls, and by hitting Shuna, yeah, you might go, V, it'll kill Sword Souls. Well, if your deck needs another deck core that's old to really play, then your deck wasn't good enough to begin with. Get real, okay? Like if you need an old deck core and think that you're gonna survive because the old deck core won't get touched, you are out of your mind. Tenyi Spirit Shuna has been reprinted how many times now? Okay, Chaos Impact of 2022 Lost Memories? Yeah, it's heads on the chopping block. Like I said, if you're playing things that are old and thinking they're not gonna get touched with a newer deck core, you are out of your mind. This should definitely get hit. Then we have Dimension Shifter. So, Cross-Out Designator actually deserves to be hitting a lot of cards, and it does. I mean, Cross-Out Designator is really good. It's so good, it can stop a fellow Cross-Out Designator. That's pretty insane. Cross-Out Designator cannot really work against Dimension Shifter the way it should work against any other hand trap, any other card in the game, because Dimension Shifter means that you as a Cross-Out Designator player have to play this random card in your deck. Why would you do that? This card's not that healthy. Let's see. This card is akin to Dimensional, Dimensional Fissure? Was it Fissure or Dimension Hole? Hold on. Dimensional. Let's see. Got a lot of dimensional cards. Okay, hold on. Dimensional Fissure. Okay, so I was right about that. That's that card. If you guys don't know what that does, any monster in the graveyard is banished. Real healthy card. Yeah, that card's limited, by the way. And there was a Dimensional Trap card. Comment down below if you know what I'm talking about. There was a Dimension Trap. Oh, here it is. Macrocosmos, actually. I was way off. This card says any card sent to the graveyard is banished. This card is banned. This other card is limited, and the other card, that other idiot, is at 3. Yeah, that's not gonna get hit, right? What, because it's a hand trap? Hand traps aren't immune from not getting hit. Dimension Shifter is definitely looking to get hit. I wouldn't be surprised if this card goes to even 1, 2, in some way, shape, or form. This card is broken and it's getting better. Little fun fact, the price of this card has risen insanely. It used to be $4, now it's like what? What's this card right now? 8 7s? Not bad. All right. Let's go to semi-limited. If you notice, I usually go heavy on banned, heavy on limited, and semi-limited and unlimited. I don't really go as heavy on, but with great reasons. These are cards that used to be hit that are going to 2, or aren't hit that should go to 2. And why would a card go to 2 when it could go to 1 or be banned? Once again, a lot of these cards that are limited can go to 2. I don't think they should, but they can. Who knows? Dynamite Knight, the true Draco Fire, should go to 2. Why? Because it's not going to do anything for Dracos. Let's be real. If you're a Draco player, you know you're Kryptonite. It's Dragonic Diagram. When that card went to 1, you got hurt. I literally heard every Draco player cry at the same time and in silence when Dragonic Diagram went to 1. Yeah, I copied that quote of Star Wars. Even though the movie sucked, and you know, the new movie sucked, you know, it was a good quote. Anyway, Dynamite, the true Draco Fire, going to 2 really does nothing other than make Draco players go, yay, look, we can do things, guys. They can't do anything, so don't tell them. Let them have hope. All right. They're going to be 1 should go to 2. I hate floodgates. I hate a lot of floodgates in this game. And they're going to be 1, even though I use it, I don't like it as a floodgate. The card is ridiculous. The card should not be around. The fact that this card exists is hilarious. We can talk about Ghost Match and Rivalry maybe on the next ban list. But this card right here, yeah, this card should easily be banned. A lot of decks play around this. And decks that can't play around it just immediately have problems with it right off the gate. Not fair, once again. Anti-Spell Fragrance. But V, you hit Imperial Order. Why would you hit Anti-Spell Fragrance? Yeah, I don't know why. The fact that you can activate this card during your opponent's draw phase and they can't activate their spells, even though after you activate yours. Fair, unfair, balance, unbalanced. Should this card exist? No, of course not. Now, is this card that broken that it should be limited or banned? I don't think so. I think a semi-limit will make perfect sense for Anti-Spell Fragrance. It also changed the way Yu-Gi-Oh! Players do the side decks. Side decks used to be 2 ofs. Now we're seeing a lot of players do like 3 ofs or 1 ofs. It's really rare you see a player play 2 ofs in side decks anymore. Dark Rule No More should be hit. Even though I just crapped on the combo players, and don't get me wrong, it's always fun to crap on combo players. Even though I play combo myself, it's really fun to crap on combo players because they get really upset because their deck is literally going, all right, turn 1 matters. Turn 2, I'll be dead by then. I need to get turn 1 to go or else I'm a dead man. That's literally every combo player's mentality. It's like, all right, can I go first? Can I win dice roll? I'm gonna get the dice that my lucky dice. I need to win this dice roll because if I go second turn, if I go going second, or if they pick my board, I'm gone. And cards like Dark Rule No More facilitate that. The card's really good, really broken. Konami has already made a reprint of it, so there's not a chance they'll really want to keep this card around and make more reprints. They can, but let's be real, like, This card right here shuts a lot of combo players down, like a crazy amount. And if we're going to get rid of Protos, why would we keep Dark Ruler at 3 to finish off the remaining combo players? I'm not talking about combo player Armageddon. I'm talking a little bit like a, you know, whack a bunch of them all away and keep a couple of the ones that are really loyal and worthy of playing a deck in the mid game. If you're a combo player, you should know how to play your mid game. Every combo player can learn how to play turn 1. That's the easy part. Talk to me about turn 3 and 4 with your combo decks. Most can't do it, believe it or not. So cards like Dark Ruler no more, just punish combo players that play skillful Yu-Gi-Oh! In the mid game. Once again, I don't agree with this. I think this is ridiculous. This card could even go to 1 or be banned, and I wouldn't be surprised. And to be honest with you as well. Cards are going to 3. Emergency Teleport. Let's give who plays this? There's two decks that play it. Virtual plays this, and no offense, Virtual plays. Your deck looks really nice, by the way. It's a very nice deck you got there. But you really haven't done much this meta. We're just gonna be real. Let's be honest. We're in the honest circle, okay? And Fan Knights. Now, I didn't hit Fan Knights in this balance. And don't get me wrong, I think Fan Knights should definitely be hit in a certain way, shape, or form. But in all honesty and fairness, I don't know what to hit in Fan Knights. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna play games with you. I honestly don't know what to hit. So if you know what to hit in Fan Knights, comment down below. Because this card going to 3 would definitely help Fan Knights in a way. Don't worry about that. Would definitely have Fan Knights, but I don't like that. I don't think Fan Knights should get the big boost in his ban list. Everyone gets hurt means Fan Knight players gotta get at least a leg broken. And the last card, Max C. I'm doing a ban list video. Why would I not talk about this card? If anyone's relatively new to the channel, Max C is one of the best cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! That everyone complains about. Everyone thinks by Max C coming to 3, it's the end of Yu-Gi-Oh! As they go first turn Protos, lock you out with the extra deck, and say continue with an Omni-Negate, a Pop 2, and a Monster Effect Negate on board. But Max C's broken, okay? You don't want to play Max C. Is it my turn as a bird player? Okay, you can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Pass turn. What? Max C going to 3 is going to force combo players to play in a mid-range. Force mid-range players to play more carefully and more resource-based game, and control players... Why would you play it? I mean, I guess draw more control cards and maybe survive the turn. That's all this card's going to do. I feel like, and I'm predicting, we're entering of our turn meta. A meta in which going first isn't the best option. In fact, a meta in which if you do go first, when your opponent goes, you can play on his turn, which is really good, but your opponent doesn't get the extra card. So there's that balance. Cards like Max C is definitely going to balance the game, and that's what we need to this game. This game needs balance. The meta needs to slow down so Konami can sell his cards so the meta could speed up. That's all it's going to be. That's all Max C is going to be all about. Now, why would I say Max C goes to 3? Does that make any sense? Well, yes, it does. You see, Max C can go to 3, and a set like Grand Creators, which is a subset, can reprint Max C in it. And Max C was printed in his subset as a rare, and maybe even as a CR, collector's rare, then it would add justification for all these other Max Cs, because let's be honest, $18 common Max C, you should sell that. 2012 collector's 10 Max C, sell that. Go Rare Max C, you should really rethink your life. Ultra Maxi, sell. Super Maxi, you want to sell, you don't want to sell, it's up to you. But you're about to become the 3rd best. Ultimate Rare Max C, you listen. You've been listening to my rant about Max C for a long time. I've been ranting about this card for a while, and I do think that when this card comes out, it's going to change the way we play Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's not a bad thing. It's going to challenge us as competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Players. If you think that's bad, you obviously are just too lazy because you're so used to memorizing turn 1 and not thinking about turn 2, 3, or 4, or 5. If you're a mid-range player and you're scared of Max C, you have zero idea how this card works. I don't want to insult people. I'm trying not to. But if anyone that played with this card was around, it challenged you in a different way. Taking a Maxi challenge was a real threat. And not only was it a threat, you built your board differently. You played differently. Your turns were differently. Now people are nonchalantly throwing out cards on the board because what's going to happen? A Veiler? An Ass Blossom? Oh no, I break through those cards all day long like they don't even exist. Maxi challenges you. Maxi tells your opponent, hey, whatever you're doing, it better be good because the minute this card resolves, we're going to have a different game of Yu-Gi-Oh! It changes the way we play cards, even in our main deck. Cross the Designated, which is not seeing almost any play in the States, is massively seeing play in Asia. And I think it's going to be seeing play here in the States eventually. Call by the Grave, I think that card should go to 2, but let's be real, it's Konami. They want to sell Cross the Designator, so let's put that aside. But those 4 cards are almost going to be a mainstay. Maybe even 2 Cross the Designators, because if you get your Cross the Designator crossed out, why activating on a Max C? You just basically went neg 1. Why play a second one and draw 2? Anyway, That's Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck building. But looking at Max C, this card coming back is inevitable. The fact that people are still arguing about this card not coming back is because everyone has copium. Everyone believes that the ship can still ride with their favorite deck at the helm. That's not how this game works. Let's be realistic. It's inevitable. I only need to be right once. Everybody that says no has to continually be right. Number one. Number two, the price of Max C used to be roughly around $400 for the Ultimate Rare. I bought it for a lot cheaper because I bought it a lot earlier, and now the price of Maxi right now for the Unlimited is $600. You used to be able to get paid 28 bucks and get a secret Maxi. The videos are on this channel. You can check me out. You can fact check me, whatever you want to do. Right now, if you want Unlimited Maxi, you're looking to pay at least wait, hold on. This is 74 to 75 bucks for Unlimited. First of the Maxis, sure. Don't get me wrong, these are overpriced. I will say that to anybody who thinks that, but you're right. First of the Maxis are roughly around $125. This card doesn't come off the ban, so the price still rises. Ban cards still rise. Maxi will still rise. Also, with Time Wizard format, this card is a must-have for a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players. They're going to want to go ahead and grab this card for that format. So the price of this card is not going down anytime soon. You're not going to have a sale anymore. That used to happen. No longer that. The price only goes higher. And for those who are ready, be prepared. If you want to wait, no big deal. But if we get a balance and it's effective immediately, and we have to wait for the Grand Creates, which comes, I believe, the 28th, is it? Yeah, it comes out the 28th. You might have to wait then to play Maxi. Have fun playing locals when your opponent's dropping 3 Maxis in your face. You're going to learn real quickly that you need this card. Now, you can do whatever. I know the prices are insane, and for anyone out there watching this video, you're probably like, V, what do I do? The price is really high. You should listen earlier. No big deal. Listen to me right now. You're probably going to have to wait. It's going to suck, but no one wants to spend 18 bucks on a card that is going to be coming out more than likely in Grand Creators if it was to come out on the ban list. So please be patient. Please wait. And that's my whole soapbox about Maxi. It's another what's coming off the ban list. People are still going to say no. They're still going to scream and yell in the comments down below. And I'm just going to laugh at them because in time, this card will be off the ban list. It could be a short time or a long time, but the price has always been real with everybody. It keeps going up. Anyway, Paisano, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Hit the like button. Comment down below. Tell me what deck you're playing. And tell me how badly you're going to get hurt. Everyone's going to get hurt in this ban list. I think we're ready for Armageddon ban, so I'm excited about it. It's your boy V. And you guys have a great day.